What if I told you that one of TV's most iconic characters was born from pure chaos, and that the man behind him nearly lost everything because of it? Let's talk about Michael Richards, the legendary Seinfeld star who brought Kramer to life with such wild energy that even his co-stars couldn't predict his next move. But here's where it gets controversial. The same unpredictability that made him a comedy genius also led to a career-altering meltdown. And now, 17 years later, Richards is back on stage, wild as ever, but with a story to tell that's equal parts redemption and revelation. Richards' Kramer wasn't just a character. It was a force of nature. For 9 seasons, he'd stomp into scenes like a tornado in a tuxedo, prancing, pratfalling, and pivoting between absurdity and brilliance. His co-stars Jerry Seinfeld, Jason Alexander, and Julia Louis-Dreyfus admitted they never knew what he'd do next. Richards himself calls his style Dionysian, a fancy word for someone who thrives on spontaneity and raw, unfiltered energy. But this same energy backfired in 2006 when he erupted at a comedy club in Los Angeles using a racist slur during a heckling incident. The video went viral, and his career, along with his reputation, burned to the ground. After a public apology and a self-imposed exile, Richards vanished from the spotlight for nearly 2 decades. And this is the part most people miss. Richards didn't just disappear. He transformed. He spent years reflecting, traveling, and diving into spiritual practices, claiming he needed to reconnect with himself beyond the chaos of showbiz. Last year, he released a memoir, Entrances and Exits, and recently returned to the stage for the first time since 2006. At a recent performance in Ventura, California, he mixed storytelling, improv, and physical comedy that would make Kramer proud, literally leaping off the stage, mimicking seizures, and even cracking jokes about UFOs. The audience, they stood up, cheered, and gave him a standing ovation that felt like a long overdue welcome home. But the night wasn't just about nostalgia. Richards opened up about the 2006 incident with brutal honesty. "I was a very naughty man that night," he admitted, describing how his loosey-goosey stage style spiraled into a nightmare. He even joked about the aftermath. "I thought the whole country was going into a civil war because Kramer was suddenly a racist." The story hit harder when he revealed a surreal dream he had. The American flag splitting in half, mirroring the racial tensions he felt he'd unleashed. "What is anger?" he asked the crowd. "Why does it make us say things we can't take back?" It's a question that's sure to spark debates in the comments below. Richards also shared behind-the-scenes Seinfeld trivia that fans might find fascinating. Did you know he had a 4th camera just to catch his physical comedy? Or that he refused to watch the show for years because he'd obsess over what he could have done better? Even Jerry Seinfeld, the show's Apollonic co-creator, read methodical and orderly, praised Richards as a natural. Their dynamic? A clash of creative philosophies. Seinfeld's precision versus Richards' chaos that somehow made Seinfeld a masterpiece. And then there were the wild stories. The time he lit his tie on fire and Jay Leno doused him with water, the failed watermelon stand-up routine, and the Kramer-esque wardrobe choices he claimed were directed by the character himself. "Kramer told me to thrift shop," he joked, revealing he once bought 90 shirts for the role. Even a man later inspired to sell $18 million in Kramer-style shirts admitted, "I should have been in on that." As Richards wrapped up his performance, he was asked if he felt like his authentic self that night. "Yeah, I'm close to the bone," he replied. It's a phrase that sums up his journey, raw, unpolished, and defiantly human. So here's the big question. Can someone truly reinvent themselves after a public scandal? Or does the past always haunt the present? We want to hear your thoughts in the comments. Is Richard's comeback a testament to redemption? Or is there still a line he shouldn't have crossed? Let's discuss.